Every single thing that I've ever wanted, I go after it relentlessly, because to me, there's no world where I don't get what I want. And I think this is the level of self-belief a lot of you need to step into. It's like, there's no world where I don't get what I want. And so I'm just going to keep banging those doors down every single day, relentlessly know I'm going to get it.
Welcome to the Mindset, Magic, and Manifestation podcast hosted by me, Michaela J. Get ready to dive into an action-packed, bougie-based, and spiritually guided experience on all things manifesting your next level Lux life. Let's go.
Hi, lovely. Welcome back to the Mindset, Magic, and Manifestation podcast with your girl. It is I, the Michaela J, here to teach you how to manifest your next level Lux life. Happy Wednesday. How are we feeling? How are we doing? June is flying by, literally flying by. This weekend, I'm headed to Charleston. You guys, I am like in and out all month. It's absolutely insane. This summer is going to go by so fast. I'm going to be in Charleston this weekend, meeting up with some of my clients inside of the Wealthy and Worthy Wellness Club. We're doing a fun VIP dinner as like a free event to meet and greet and hang out IRL. I'm so excited. My best friend Kara is coming to make a little surprise appearance, and we're going to have our own little girls weekend, and we're going to be doing a podcast all on friendship. It's probably going to end up being like 2 episodes long. Like, we have so much to say. When you get us girls together, like, we literally cannot stop talking. So those are going to be really good things coming up, but holy cow, I can't believe we're already over halfway through June. It's insane. Now, today for the podcast, I thought it would be super fun to do a little Q&A episode. I have not done a Q&A episode in so long, and I asked the girls inside of my broadcast channel, the Relentless Society, what questions they have and would like answered on the podcast. So we're going to dive into some of those today. And if you're not in the broadcast channel, make sure you get your booty in. It's free. It's on my Instagram. If you go and follow me on Instagram at the Michaela J, on my profile, it'll say the Relentless Society. You can click on that and join the broadcast channel. I send little motivational notes and voice notes and stuff, and there will be lots to come in the near future about the Relentless Society. Hint, hint, hint. Hint, more to come on that, but I asked some good questions, or asked 4 questions in there and got some good ones that we're going to talk about today. But before we dive in, are you inside of the Wealthy and Worthy Wellness Club? Okay. The clients that I'm getting to meet this weekend on Friday night for our little meetup, they're all inside of the Wealthy and Worthy Wellness Club. This is my money mindset membership where your self-worth creates your net worth. We really focus on building confidence and discipline, habits, and action-taking skills around your money mindset so that you can turn money mindset into actual wealth. Okay. Taking the actions consistently to build your money over time and supporting you for a whole year on this journey. I know for me, when I started to shift my money mindset, it took me a hot minute, and I wish I had had long-term support. So I created that space for my humans, for my people. If you're not inside, you should get your booty in. It's only $111 a month, and we have fun events. Like, we have 3 pop-up live trainings this month. You get free master classes, you get meetup events in person. And if you pay in full for the year, you also get a little swag box of merch for the Wealthy and Worthy Wellness Club. It's such a vibe. The link will be in the show notes with all of the details, but I'll see you inside of there for sure. So let's jump into these questions. Question number 1, how did you keep on going when you first started out and there were no tangible results? And there's another question similar that I want to talk to on this topic as well. When I first started out with manifestation and I felt like things weren't happening yet, there were no tangible results, I always had this mindset of it just hasn't happened yet. I think a lot of people go into manifestation and learn about manifesting. They think it's going to be this overnight success situation. And while things can happen very quickly and you can make these quantum leaps and you're like, holy shit, how did we get here? Like, this built so fast. At the same time, a lot of things just take some time to build. And the reason why, I believe, around the reason why some things take time to build is you have to learn the lessons along the way. If I had been handed this business at the capacity it's at now, 6 months in, I wouldn't have known how to handle it. I probably would have fucked some things up. I would have made huge mistakes and huge regrets. It's like, so I had to build it over time to learn certain lessons, learn what I liked, what I didn't like, what was going to work for me, what wasn't going to work for me. And we're always making adjustments. So I've always had this mindset of it just hasn't happened yet, which means that there are lessons I have yet to learn. And when you are in this in between, somebody else asked a question similar to this. what to do when your manifestations aren't happening yet and all you feel is frustration and defeat. When something isn't clicking yet and I feel like this should be here by now, what is going on? I always ask myself, what is the lesson here? And what am I not seeing? Because the universe is trying to teach you, not trying, but the universe is teaching you lessons all of the time. Okay. When something's not here yet, it means that we've got a little journey to go on. So what am I not seeing? What am I not learning? What am I meant to learn in this situation? And the faster you learn these lessons, the faster you start to create things in your life. It's the same thing when you go through a period of feeling stuck or stagnant and you think like, why do I still feel stuck? Like, why is nothing budging? Well, what are you meant to learn in this phase of stagnation? What are you meant to learn? And maybe it's just the fact that feeling stuck is a choice and you have to stop choosing that. Maybe it's you've been stagnant because you're not taking the action steps you need to take and you need to start showing up in a bigger way. What is the lesson? So my mindset's always been, it just hasn't happened yet. Some things take time because I have lessons to learn. What are the lessons that I need to learn? And if I just keep my nose down, and if I just keep going, if I just keep executing, it's going to happen. I have a belief that my success is inevitable. For me, I value consistency and discipline over results because the results are going to come. Instead of focusing on the results, I focus on what are the steps that I can take today to make that happen? What is the energy I need to be in regularly so I can be an energetic match for the things that I want? Like, how can I be building and building and building? Because when we put so much emphasis also on the result and getting the manifestations, once you get them, you're like, now what? Now what? And for me, I choose to have a growth mindset instead. So it's not just about achieving a certain milestone or going on a certain vacation. Or having a certain amount of money in the bank. It's knowing that you're always going to grow that. You're always going to be pushing it because you always want to reach your highest potential. And so when I think about growth and my success is inevitable and that's just going to keep growing, it doesn't matter if it's not happening right now, because I'm more focused on like the 10x vision, the bigger picture. And I don't put the pressure on the right now moments, if that makes sense. Another piece to this, and this is something I'm going to be talking a lot about moving forward, is I have always had this relentless mindset. Okay. And I'm probably going to do a whole episode, probably a whole series on this, and coming up in the next months. I have always been a relentless motherfucker, like, to say it in a not so nice way. I have always made it that my success is inevitable because there's no other option. And I am relentless about getting what I want. In high school, I was like, I'm going to get paid to go to college. So I did that. And I relentlessly applied for scholarships over and over and over and over and over again. Same thing when I decided to study abroad. I was like, I want to get paid to study abroad. So I applied for scholarships over and over and over and over again. Like, every single thing that I've ever wanted, I go after it relentlessly. Because to me, there's no world where I don't get what I want. And I think this is the level of self-belief a lot of you need to step into. It's like, there's no world where I don't get what I want. And so I'm just going to keep banging those doors down every single day, relentlessly know I'm going to get it. This is why I love fitness, because it teaches you these lessons, right? It's like, you're not going to wake up tomorrow in your dream body. You've got to work towards it every single day. And then once you have your dream body, you've got to maintain it and set those next set of goals, right? It's something you've got to put in the effort to. And I look at my success the same way. It's like, okay, well, I know I'm going to get there. If I show up to the gym X amount of days a week, if I follow my meal plan and my macros, if I drink my water, if I get good sleep, if I'm taking my magnesium, like, I'm going to get there regardless. And so for me, it's always been easy to continue to show up. Like, going to that second question, when all you feel is frustration and defeat, for me, I don't choose to associate with those feelings because I'm going to get there regardless. Will you have moments of frustration, wishing you were there sooner? Of course. Like, you're a high performer. You're like, I want it now. Like, what the fuck? Like, you might get a little irritated. Like, I have moments like that where I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I want this now. Like, I don't want to wait. But that makes me work harder. That makes me more relentless, honestly. So when you have those moments, it fuels your fire when you know, regardless of how you're feeling that day, you're going to get there. So when there's no evidence, when it looks like it's not happening, you've got to know it just hasn't happened yet. It's going to happen. You've got to think bigger picture. You've got to think long-term. You've got to think consistency, discipline, that you're always going to be moving the bar forward because you're always going to want to be expanding your capacity and your potential. Okay. And you've got to be relentless. You've got to decide, like, no matter what, I'm going to get what I want. So it doesn't matter if it happens tomorrow or in 100 days or in 10 years, because I'm going to get there. And that takes off a lot of the pressure of manifesting. A lot of people want that instant gratification right now manifestations. And for me, I'm a much bigger picture thinker because I know I'm going to get there regardless. So I play to my strengths in that way. The next question I really love: how to keep momentum going when you feel like you're doing all of the things, but everyone around you is getting things you want except you. So how do we keep momentum when everybody else around us is winning and we feel like we're not? I want to give you this mindset shift, this perspective shift immediately of when people around you are winning, that means you're on the right path. When people around you are getting what you want, even if you're seeing things online where people are getting what you want, people you don't even know, that means it's close. That means it's in your awareness. That means it's in your circle, because these things cannot be presented to you unless you are an energetic match for them. So for example, you guys know I really want to buy a Lambo truck. I see them all over the place in Austin. I saw them all over the place in LA. I've even seen them in Omaha when I've gone back to Nebraska, which is fucking crazy. Like, it's not like a common car people drive, maybe in LA, but not in Texas and definitely not in Omaha, Nebraska. And whenever I see them, I'm like, yeah, this is a sign, because I'm an energetic match for that, because that's what I'm working towards. And of course it's going to be mirrored to me. So when you see people around you winning, I know somebody who has a friend who's like blown up on social media and they want to blow up on social media. So like the fact that you are around somebody like that and it's in your awareness, it means you're on the path to get exactly that. But you've got to tune into that mindset and not let it be jealousy, not let it be comparison, and not feel defeated by that. I'm like, oh, everybody else around me gets what I want. Like, you can't go down the victimhood spiral. They always win. Like, I've been working so hard and I've been really stepping up and doing this and doing that. Why does it look so easy for them? Like, we cannot go there. Like, you cannot. And this is a lot of like the relentless mindset we're going to be talking about. It's like, you've got to be relentless of, I'm getting what I want. My success is inevitable. Seeing other people win shows me that I can win and that I'm going to be winning soon, or else this wouldn't even be around me. Okay. For example, if all of your friends in your friend group are married, and you're not in a relationship and you want that type of true love, that is a sign you are on the right path. Because if you are somebody who's like single, not serious, you want to party, like, you're not going to be around married couples, because as a married person, like, I don't really want to hang around that. Like, that's not the vibe I'm on. Like, I'm not trying to go out and get like blackout and watch you make out with a random dude in a corner of a bar. Like, I'm married and I'm like, don't want to do that kind of stuff, right? I don't want to be around that. So if all of your friends are married, that means you're already in the maturing process where you are going to be a match for that. So when people around you have what you want, this is such a good sign that you're on the right path. And I think one of my superpowers of being relentless is I take everything around me and I make it a win. Just like the last question. It's like, oh, it hasn't happened yet. It's on the way. Let's keep going. Oh, okay. Like, I'm feeling frustrated. Like, I feel like I should have it by now. Great. Let's fuel the fire. Let's fucking go. Oh, everybody around me has exactly what I want. Great. I'm so close. Let's keep going. That is how you keep the momentum. Instead of spiraling into a victimhood, defeat, frustration, oh my gosh, why is everyone else getting it comparison vibe? You choose to flip it around and you make it fuel to your fire. You make that motivate you. That's how you keep the momentum, because all of these things are great signs. They really are. And it sounds delusional. It sounds crazy. And that's why, like, you'll create things most people don't have, because you're willing to think a little crazy and think differently, but it's going to keep you going during those times that you don't want to. I'll open up Instagram and I see another chick who buys a Lambo truck and I'm like, fuck, I want that. But then I'm like, okay, yeah, the fact that I want it makes me want to work harder. The fact that I see somebody else means that it's still in my hemisphere. Like, let's fucking go. Like, let's go make that happen. So that's got to be the mindset here. And for me, it just makes me want to pour more momentum on it. I'm like, yes, it's more evidence that it is possible too. So where can you allow yourself to gain motivation, drive, positivity out of seeing the evidence rather than comparison, frustration, and a victimhood spiral? This next question I resonate with so much being a Nebraska girly. This question asks how to make quantum leaps in a small town before you're able to move somewhere more energetically aligned. You guys, and I've talked about this a million times. Like, I used to cry in my closet every day when I lived in Nebraska. I wanted to drop out of college. I wanted to move to LA. I wanted to get the fuck out. Like, I didn't feel like I belonged. I didn't have a lot of friends. I felt like nobody got me. Everyone looked at me crazy. I had hand tattoos in college. People were like, what the fuck? Like, I just didn't feel like I fit in. So I resonate with this so much. And while I lived in not so much small towns, smaller cities, but it does feel frustrating at times where you're like, fuck, like this is not the vibe. You know when you are somewhere that isn't energetically aligned and you can feel that resistance. Your job is to make it a vibe as much as possible. That's what I did. It's like, okay, I'm only going to live in Nebraska for X amount of time. So like, how can I make these moments mean something? How can I go create memories? Cool. There might not be a lot to do, especially in small towns. But how can I go find something? Great. Nothing to do in your small town, but usually they have the most beautiful scenery. Can I go do a picnic with people? Can I go grill out? Can I host a pool party in my apartment? Like, what can I do to make it a vibe? And every single week, at the end of the week, I would force myself to find 3 things that I benefited from being there. I did this specifically around college, but you can do this around your living situation as well. With college, I was like, okay, I have to find 3 things that I learned in school this week that benefit my move, that benefit my business, that benefit the life that I am creating. And I was a French major, had absolutely nothing to do with business or what I do now. But I had to find a way to make it enjoyable while I was there. And you know what's so funny? Being removed from that environment for many, many years now, I'm like, oh, what an era. Like, you truly look back at those times in your life with nostalgia and like, oh my gosh, like I remember feeling so down and out being there and doing everything in my power to make it a vibe and make it enjoyable. And I look back and I'm like, wow, like that was such a time. Like, I remember enjoying my walks to the gym because it was so beautiful and there were trees everywhere. And when I went to LA, like I got to take walks to the gym through the palm trees. And I'm like, oh yeah, like what an upgrade. But it's like, I made it a vibe in Nebraska and then I appreciated it when I lived in LA. And now I have to drive to my gym. I can't walk to my gym. So then I look back and I'm like, oh, what an era that was, you know, because I did everything in my power to make it a vibe. So I want you to think about a couple of things. One, it's your job to make it as enjoyable as possible. And I remember feeling like that is impossible. And then I made it possible. So take a lot of accountability here and a lot of initiation around making it a vibe. So 1, that is your job. 2, find 3 things every single week that benefit you from being there. This will help you start looking at things more positively. It will help you seek out these opportunities to highlight because you're going to know like, shit, it's almost Friday. I need to find my 3 things. I need to go make a new memory. I need to go enjoy something. Like, find 3 things every single week. And the third thing that I want to point out here to start to make these quantum leaps is I want you to think about, how do I want to tell this story? When you think about moving to a big city or a new country or wherever you want to go, like, how do you want to tell the story of that chapter? If you're like, I'm from small town Michigan and I hated it there, but you know what? The last year I made it my mission to make it a vibe, and I did this and that, and every Thursday I did a little solo date. We had one cute restaurant and it wasn't even that cute, but I made it cute and I got dressed up, and me and my friends would do all these little themed parties, and I would go to the lake and just enjoy the lake life. And now that I live by the beach, it's so much better, but at least I did what I could. Like, how do you want to tell that story? Anytime I'm in a situation that I'm not the most happy with, I ask myself that question. How do I want to tell this story? And that will really change your mindset around your current scenarios. And now that I've lived more lifetimes and lived in so many different places in my 20s, I think that I see the full picture. I see where there's nostalgia. I also see where things are never the same. From the time I lived in Bali to when I went back to host my retreat, so much had changed in Bali. From the time I lived in LA to anytime I visit, all of my favorite vegan restaurants are closed. Like, even the times that we visit family, like my in-laws are moving out of California. So it's like everything is its own era and it's not going to be the same for the rest of your life. So how can we enjoy it as much as we can now because you're going to look back and tell those stories, and you're going to look back and be like, oh, I remember being so down and out, but I did this thing and I went to this place and it made me feel this way. How can you enjoy the present for what it is right now? Because it's never going to be the same. That's how I start creating quantum leaps, when you can't physically move your current environment. And the last question I'm going to answer for our Q&A is, what hacks do you have for maintaining the energy, vibe, mindset of your manifestations or desires throughout the day? And I love this question. I think one thing that I really focus on is anytime I'm not feeling aligned, anytime I feel resistance, I am not in a good mood, anytime that I feel like things are far away, or I just notice like a limiting belief or something come up for me, I catch it in that moment and I shift it. I don't sit with it. I don't let it linger. I do something about it right there in that moment. Whether it's plug in a new belief, I tell myself all the time, we can't go there. We're not going to think that way. That's not in alignment with what we want. I'll jump up and down, shake my hands. I'll go wash my hands super quickly. Like, a lot of these things you can do very fast. If you work for yourself, you work from home, or you have more time, you could sit down with your journal, do a meditation. For me, I love to go on a quick walk, even like a little 5-minute walk to shift the energy, take a cold shower. Like, the second I catch something that doesn't feel good, that feels like a limiting belief, a doubt, I shift it in that moment. That is something that has absolutely changed my life and changed my mindset. So that's the first thing that I do. The next thing I do is I surround myself with my desires all of the time. My vision board is my background of my phone, of my computer, of my iPad, of my laptop. I see it all the time. I have things written all over my whiteboard in my office. I've got sticky notes all over the place. Like, I talk to people about my goals all the time. When I'm on a lunch break and I'm eating lunch, I'll watch YouTube videos of people that have a lifestyle like I would want, or I'll watch a YouTube video about something that I'm learning, that I'm stepping into. So for example, one thing I'm learning right now is day trading investments. And so when I'm doing a lunch break, I'll watch a video about that. And it reminds me of what I am working towards and what I'm learning about. So I create an environment where that is surrounding me all of the time. I think one thing people mess up with manifestation is they think like the universe is going to be showing them signs all the day long. And yes, that definitely happens, but also you need to take a little more accountability and put in a little more conscious effort into making that an environment for you as well. And even little things, like since I work from home, on our living room TV, I'll put up like a dreamy background with jazz music. I'll look up like European beach club, and it'll be like this beautiful like cafe cliffside beach club with jazz music. So when I walk out of my office, there's jazz playing in this beautiful scenery. Or I'll look up like luxury penthouse, and it'll play that with some, I don't know what it's called, like bossa nova music or something. And I make it a vibe. So I consciously create an environment that keeps me in it. I also love music for manifestation. It really helps me keep up the energy. So anytime I'm driving, or if I'm walking, or I just like need a little break or a little energy shift during the day, I have a specific playlist that I can listen to those songs and see myself in my manifestations. So like one of my biggest things that I really cannot wait to create for myself is speaking on stages. I love to talk. I have such a stage presence. Like, I'm not afraid. Give me a microphone. I am not afraid. I will get out there, yell, jump, dance, like motivate you, yell at you. Like, it'll be such a vibe. And I have a playlist that anytime I listen to it, I see myself on stage, running around in high heels, jumping up and down, like having the best time ever. Like, I can see myself bringing out a performer and we're like rapping together on stage or something. And so for me, that keeps me in it. I highly suggest making a manifestation playlist and really anchoring in some like core future memories with certain songs. I have a couple specific ones that I could see being my like walkout songs when I'm coming on stage. And anytime I hear them, that's exactly what I think of. So that really helps me keep in the vibe. I also have lots of little micro rituals. One of my favorite things. I've got my morning routine. When I'm at lunch, I watch a video, like I said, that keeps me in the vibe of my manifestations. And if I'm resetting for work, I will listen to a little song. Halfway through my day, usually I'll sage or Palo Santo, or I'll light a candle with an extra intention. I set up the TV, like I said. I go on a walk and I'll voice note a friend about my goals. Like, I have all of these like little things in place. And even we talked about the night shift. Like, I have a whole night routine that helps me stay in that vibration. It's really about what are the little things you can plug into your day They don't take a lot of time. They don't take a lot of effort. They keep your energy high while you're taking action, because that action could be on your business. That action could be on your fitness journey. Action could be at your career, at your 9 to 5. Like, we're all doing things during the day. We're all busy. So what are the little things you can add to keep your energy high while you are taking action? Those are some of the things that I love to do. And just being in the energy of it is a choice also. Like, let me add on this mindset piece. It's a choice. That's why I shift the energy anytime it starts to feel low or weird or down and out. It's always a choice to tune up and stay in it, because there will be these days where it's like, I don't want to shift. I don't want to be in the energy of it, but that's when you really have to make the conscious effort to make that decision for yourself. Okay. So I love doing this Q&A. We will definitely be adding in more Q&As in the future. Make sure you join the broadcast channel on Instagram, The Relentless Society. I'll have everything linked in the show notes below for the next Q&A. And if you love this episode, you got value from this, don't forget to take a screenshot, share over on your Instagram stories, and I will talk to you on Monday. Bye.
Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to leave a 5-star rate and review. I love hearing your takeaways and wins from the podcast in the review section, so don't forget. Love you so much. Talk to you soon. Bye.